School runs cause a huge amount of anxiety and can be very traumatic for people. And friends and family just can't understand why you can't just drive down the road, even if the school is very near, to pick up the kids and come back home again. But what they don't understand is that you experience fear in a different way than they do. Your fear is an internal type of fear. Theirs is an external fear. External fear is about worry and career and all that kind of stuff, whereas your fear is a fear of having a panic attack and dying. And they just don't understand that. But I understand it. And I've experienced it myself, and I've worked with so many people who've also had those similar fears as yours. So you're absolutely not alone with it. And you shouldn't feel any sense of shame that you find it difficult to drive down to the school and collect your kids. In this video here, we're going to run through the DARE response on a short drive down to a school. Now, the DARE response is made up of those 4 steps: diffuse, allow, run towards, and engage. And I'll be walking through each of those steps as we drive along here. We've got the anxiety monster here with us, and the anxiety monster is, it's helpful to have something like this in the car because you can have that external reference point. You can have this dialogue or conversation with it. Your anxiety isn't you, remember that. And you are always in control, and you are well able to handle this situation. So let's go ahead. Let's start the drive down to the school. Now, I know when you take off to drive, it's always that you get this wave of anxiety coming up of what's ahead. And of course, you've got that big fear of, what if you fail to pick your kids up? What if you just feel overwhelmed and have to go home and your kids are left there waiting and you have to organize someone else to go get them, and the embarrassment that goes with that. So just diffuse all of those anxious what if thoughts as they pop up. You diffuse them by saying a strong so what or whatever type approach to the thought. So it's a bit like, what if I experience a lot of anxiety and a sense of overwhelm? Well, you say to yourself, so what? I've got the right tools, I can handle it. It'll be uncomfortable, but I can absolutely deal with it. Then you move into the second step of DARE. And the second step of DARE is about accepting and allowing the anxious thoughts that you have while you're making this drive. So you're basically saying to yourself, I accept and allow any anxious discomfort I experience. In fact, I know I can handle it, so I embrace it, I'm open to it, I'm welcome to it. And you can repeat over to yourself, I accept and allow anxious discomfort. I accept and allow this anxious feeling. Make that be your mantra. I accept and allow this anxious feeling. I accept and allow this anxious thought. The waves of anxiety come up and over like waves on the ocean, and you might find a wave of sense of panic peak. And if you do, you move into that third step of DARE and you run towards it. So basically, you tell your anxiety that you want it to get worse. You demand more of it. And you do that to help diffuse the buildup of the anxiety. So we've actually reached the school right here, but you could still be feeling this high sense of anxiety waiting for your child to come out. And you're waiting in the car and you're thinking, how long can I wait here? Can I deal with this aroused sense of nervousness? So you run towards it and you're telling yourself, I'm excited by this feeling, I can absolutely handle it, and in fact I demand more of it. So you're really challenging your anxiety in that way. And in fact, you can do the 21-second countdown here, which is giving your anxiety 21 seconds to give you the worst panic attack possible, or to make the sensations more intense. But it's only got 21 seconds to do it. So while you're sitting in the car waiting for your child to come out, you can go like this: 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Come on, anxiety, make my heart pound faster. If I'm going to have a heart attack, give it to me now. Make my chest feel tighter. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, where are you? 5, 4, now break it into fractions, 3 3/4, and you do that to really give anxiety the best chance possible to give you the worst panic attack ever. And it's just not delivering it though. 3, 2, 1, 0. Sorry, out of time. The panic attack didn't happen. You gave anxiety the really good chance to give you the worst anxiety that you could possibly feel, and it just didn't deliver. And that shatters the illusion of threat. Remember, Panic attacks are like paper tigers. It's an illusion. It's not real. But you have to run towards it. You have to challenge it in order for you to learn and know that. And that knowledge and that confidence comes from repeated action, from practice and practicing again. It won't always go your way. There will be setbacks. But each time you practice, you are helping to wire your brain to have the right response to anxiety. Because up until now, you've been having the wrong response. You've been resisting and fighting anxiety. The DARE response is about implementing the right response. Now, the fourth and final step of DARE is to engage in the present moment. So you really just pay attention to what's going on around you as you're waiting for your child to come out. So you're just sitting in the car here and you're really just looking around, paying attention to everything that's going on. If there's someone with you, you're having a conversation with them, being very present. And we do this to stay rooted or grounded in the moment and not caught up in those anxious what-if thoughts. Now remember, don't expect to feel calm in this situation. Don't expect that at all. Expect to feel the nervous arousal. And in fact, hope for the nervous arousal to appear, because it gives you an opportunity to practice. And that's what this work is about, is practicing with the nervous arousal, practicing with the fear, so you can shatter the illusion of threat. If there's no fear, if there's no nervous arousal when you're practicing, well, then you're not going to learn the lesson. So when you're out, when you're feeling nervous and anxious, it's a good thing. See it as an opportunity for growth and for learning. So this is just an example of a school run. So your child come out soon, you pick them up and go home. Going home is always the easier part because you know you're returning back to your safe zone. But remember that the safe zone is really you. You are your own safe person. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're just a mile down the road or 100 miles or 1,000 miles from home. Your safe zone is yourself. So don't forget that. So this video has been school run using the DARE response. I hope it's been helpful.